Achtung, jetzt kommt Gretchen's Podcast.
Welcome to Gretchen'S podcast. My name is Betty and I'm here with Eyal from the band Khat. Hello Eyal, really nice to meet you.
Hello, Betty.
You will be playing a concert on October the 6th at Gretchen, and this is one of the reasons why you are here. Please tell me a little bit about the band and what does the band sound like, the band or the music sound like?
Okay, the band is based on, well, that's already a difficult question.
Okay.
You know, so people ask you to define something that is super abstract.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to somehow frame it. We play Yemeni music, and we do it with some various approaches, like either with DIY instruments that I make,
Mm-hmm.
or just taking the traditional compositions and making new arrangements or new compositions based on the character.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some character.
Okay.
Yes.
Are there also like other musical influences, like from other regions or something?
The influences are from the the Arab Peninsula, basically. So Yemeni music
Mm-hmm.
also sometimes sounds like Ethiopian music, Sudanese, Saudian.
Mm-hmm.
But beside that, also the influence is from poverty and the simplicity of just street life.
Yeah.
So simple sound and very rough.
Okay.
In a way.
Is that also the reason why you mentioned it before? Why you play on DIY instruments? Like, how did this get into it? Like, did you first start making music and then building instruments, or was it the other way around? Or
Yeah. No, I was a musician since ever, but in this specific project, that's also quite a long story, so I don't know where to begin. Because it was some kind of like a natural match that, in one hand, I wanted to bring a very unique, specific sound, being loyal to the concept of simplicity, poverty, music of Yemen, traditional. In the other hand, just before I started this project, I was a cellist full-time job, like, and
excuse me if I may interrupt you. I read something that you worked or you played in an orchestra, cello, without being able to read any notes. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like you sneaked your way into it due to what you were able to play. Like you've been a really good player, but
yeah, I played. I mean, that's also a long story. I don't know who is ever listening now, guys. Sorry for that. Well,
we love stories.
I was playing on the street. I was busking for a long time, and then with the time passing, I started getting some offers, and one of the offers was to come to join this orchestra. They need cellists, and I think this from one hand. The other hand, I think I reached them out in a different a while ago before or something. So it made sense, and I remember talking to them on the phone, and they said like I said to them like, please send me the material so I can learn it. Come ready, and they said, oh, it's very easy. We are working with music, and you can just read it. It's very simple. And I said, okay, fine, yeah, I can handle it. And then like 1 week passed, 2 weeks, and I said, no, listen, please, send me the music, and I'll, you know, just a different approach from me. Like, just send me the music, that's fine. And he said, yeah, okay, we will send you, and never sent the music.
Oh.
And then it was the time to arrive, and I had no music and no ability to read, no chance. I mean, so I came to this cello section, joined them, and I don't know, I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I think I didn't play. I mean, I let everybody play, and I was imitating with the bow, just doing with the hand, not really playing any sound. And looking at the music, for me, was some drawings and listening, and then the conductor would stop and start all over. So I already remembered what they played. And I used to remember this, memorize, and then just memorizing everything. And I played like this for almost a year. So after 1 year, I managed to read very good, actually.
So you learned reading the notes while already been playing in that orchestra.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I became very good. Now I'm very bad again because I'm not doing it anymore. But
Okay.
yes, but that's more or less the story.
Okay.
Yeah. I can tell you that it was very strange to the musicians there to see.
So they knew about it? Like, did you tell
Well, they
them,
looked.
like, hey, I can't read, but I can hear?
No, I never told anybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I think I told the conductor after like a year or two or something.
When you already...
when I was already there. Okay. And I don't remember what he said. I don't remember if he said if he knew or not, but...
You've been a great musician, obviously.
But it worked out.
Yeah. Okay, and from there you then kind of started doing your own music, or?
I was doing my own music all my life. It's just,
Okay.
it's just that it got to a point that I think many musicians can relate to that you're trying to do your own music and it's a big struggle. You're not making enough money for a living.
Yeah.
So you have to do multiple jobs on the side. And that's basically what put me playing on the street. I quit everything and I moved to play. I said, like, okay, I'm going to do only music. It doesn't matter where. So I went there. So, yeah, I think that... I lost the train of thought. What were you asking?
How you got into the music you're doing right now, like,
This specific one.
or the band Khat.
Why did I answer you this long story? I don't know.
Because I've been asking some questions in between.
Okay, but yeah, I guess that. I mean, that was Khat was a specific thing.
Okay,
but
so what was the way from you stopped playing at that orchestra, and then what happened? Like, how many years in between?
I think I think it got back together. 1 second, okay. You can do and then.
I just
Okay.
break it here. I can listen to it and then we.
Okay, what I try to say is that I never stopped making music. The orchestra was a big chunk of, like, now you make a living, actually. Before that, it was like a big struggle. But then during that time that you say, okay, I'm going to do only music, doesn't matter what, where, I'm just going to do that. You realize that actually if you make music that you don't necessarily relate all the way, or if it's too repetitive or whatever, it's just another day in the office, so it's not really an expression anymore. And that's exactly what it became. Okay. So I couldn't appreciate it enough.
Yeah.
And then, like, back on my mind, I got again all this, like, I have to do your own music, you have to be what you are. not don't like push it out.
You have to let your heart free.
Yeah,
Put all the
to
stuff
be
in.
loyal
Yeah.
to what you feel, and not thinking about the just making a living. I mean,
Yeah.
making a living is not only about paying rent, right? So
Right.
so that's what happened. So we started like doing another project, new project during playing the orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
It was not El Khat, it was something else.
Mm-hmm.
And did it for about a year or 2 years or something, and then stopped. But I started like losing patience towards the orchestra and quit the orchestra. I quit everything. Basically, did exactly like I did before, from 0 to 100. That quit everything and do only one specific.
Yes.
And then that was the beginning of being loyal to yourself, listen to yourself, not trying to be like anybody else, just listen to the inside, explore this. And that was the beginning of the project, basically. So going back to the Yemeni roots, your family, make a bit of research. I mean, not a bit, actually, huge research. And then finding out, like, and if you relate to it, and even if you don't like it, just like look at it, don't go away.
Did you like? How did you meet the other two guys from the band? Like, or was it that you already had like some full songs? Because I think most of the songs are written by you, right?
At the moment. I mean, the third album is completely original, and the second is mostly original.
And the first one you had like all
First is
tracks.
like half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you meet the other two from the band? And has it always been them that you played with? Okay.
No. It was. Actually, I didn't want to form a band. It was just about the research and going like you started feeling like this is your duty. You have to record those songs, express this, and move on to the next thing. But it was not planned to be a band at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I guess it's hard to play all the instruments by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually played a lot of the instruments in the first one. But I called my friend and I asked him if he wants to record the trumpet.
Yes.
And he said, sure. He came, we recorded at my strange storage carpentry, I don't know what space I had.
Yeah.
And then we were listening to it and we said like, maybe we try to perform once, you know, and then maybe we try to get somebody to play the drums, and then we started something. We did like tried out some people, and then it just started. Okay. Yeah.
Do you remember the feeling of the first gig you had with especially this like with El Khat?
Yeah, I mean, we did. The first was in a backyard, in like a tiny neighborhood somewhere. I wouldn't call it a show really, but it was like friends, Yeah. But the proper show was in Jaffa, and it was. I mean, it was great. We had a great time, and I can't really say like I felt something special, so special than other things. But then we finished the show, and at 2 a.m. I went on a plane and moved to live in New York for 1 year. So the project stopped for 1 year in a way. Okay.
So I think that like El Khat itself was established in 2019.
I mean, it was the whole process started like 2 years before, but 19 it was really The 18 was this first show, then
Yeah.
1 year break, and then
Yeah.
2019 is really making it.
Okay,
You know?
that was when you also released the first album.
Yeah, that was November sometime in 2019.
Yeah, and the name was Sadia Jefferson. I'm not quite sure if I...
That's
No?
perfect.
Okay, great. And then you had a second one in 2022.
Yeah.
Yes, called Albert Alavi Option... No, what? Optional 99?
It's
No.
it's Albert Alawi Opus 99.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that about? Because the first one was more into like having traditional songs with a new touch or something?
Maybe.
Maybe, okay. And the second one was some sort of a homage to a...
There was this guy, Faisal Alawi, which is like a legendary musician in Yemen, south of Yemen. And actually I just got to know him, his music, and I was following and really inspired by. And the music doesn't sound like his stuff, but something about his approach and the way it did the Yemeni music was, I don't know, that he became like the top for me.
Yeah.
And I felt like the music of Yemen and actually many other places, Arab countries or East or Africa, just many places, just this music is hidden. It's just not enough known, and there are treasures there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like Alba is a little box in Arabic. It's a little tin. So Alba Talawi is like the Alawi's box.
Yeah.
Alawi's tin. And Opus 99 is opus like in compositions of Western classical music.
Yeah. Okay.
So opus is like just to make it, in a way, to give it the same respect that the West composers. So it's the same for Yemeni composers, you know.
Okay.
So that's all. That's the
title.
Complex name.
Yes.
Yeah.
And speaking of albums, you are about to release your third album on the 13th of September, and that will be called Mute. Mute is silence. So why is it called Mute?
It's this. Yeah.
It's this, yes.
Yeah, but not only in sound. It's let's say somebody over someone else.
It's muting.
Muting in relationships,
Yeah.
in couple relationships, or in
Mm-hmm.
or any relationship, because everything is a relationship anyway.
Sure.
So muting opinions over somebody else's opinion, and or wars, you know, racism, everything. Even your own feelings, I would say.
Oh, yes.
You block your own feelings because what might people think about, or so all those, and the lyrics are pretty much about
These topics.
yeah, just simple topics.
Okay. Did it change sound-wise? Like
A little
you still,
bit.
sorry,
Yeah.
you still like when you are recording the albums, you use your DIY instruments and stuff next to like professionally built instruments, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is still the line that you keep. So did maybe some sort of the focus like move more to the DIY instruments, or
No, I don't think it went like more than the others, but there is a different approach in this one, which is a little bit using a little bit of synthesis,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's pretty much the same as the elements of. I mean, using trash to make instruments, which is like what we find around us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people create plastic, fine, okay, but I mean, it's how to say, it's elements of the nature, and then human take it, create something, destroy something else, and I use what they trash, or the same in synthesis. I don't know if I say it right, but electricity, which is just here everywhere
Mm-hmm.
in your body, and I felt like this is another element of nature that feels very similar to the instruments in that sense. So you can hear a bit of that inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you will be, when you will be having your show at Gretchen, you will be playing, of course, your new album. How, like, are you more, are you more nervous about playing the new songs, or is it like, now we just here and finally we can play the new songs?
Yeah, I think it's always not nervous, but it's always like a new feeling of some sort of excitement, to share the new stuff, and also, yeah, you played it less than the others, so it feels different.
Of course.
Yeah.
You mentioned a lot that you play like your DIY instruments. You also give workshops, like DIY instrument building workshops. You still do this in Berlin? Do you only do it in Berlin, or all over the country, the world?
Yeah, actually, I haven't done it in Berlin. I don't think so. Don't remember.
Okay, not yet.
Maybe not yet.
Yeah.
But I did in different countries. I did in Hungary, and I think there is in the UK, and it's gonna be in the US and Canada.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I wish to do it here as well, of course.
Yeah.
It's not exactly about the instruments, to be honest, but I don't want to make a spoiler here. So
Okay.
it's something.
Okay, so the audience has to keep an eye on it. Great. Is there something special we can expect from the show? I think it's a weird question to ask, to be honest, but like, what makes the show different to any other concert? I mean, for me, if I think about it, it's like I don't think I've ever seen. I know that some people have like DIY amplifier, like some homemade or home built amps, preamps or whatever added to their instruments, but I don't think that I don't remember seeing like DIY instruments on stage, and I think that even like the sound will be different because, like professional, I hate this word professionally built, because I think your instruments are professionally built as well, since you are a musician and you know how to play, and you have a specific focus on how it should sound. The instruments you can buy in a shop, they have their electric stuff in it where you just like put a cable in and you have like the sound. But that's different to the DIY instruments, aren't it? Like, right?
It's different, but it's not. It's for me. It's not actually. It's not like I know how it's gonna sound like. So you just try out some things, and it's not about, I mean, it's based on some idea of what you would like to have in the end, but it's actually never what you want. So it's always something different, which is okay with me. The show is not only about this DIY stuff, so it's like the drum, you can hear in the drums that they share some trash and on the drums instead of the standard ones. But it's not only about that, so I would say it's just a combination.
Yeah.
And it's very different than every other show because it's this show.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
It's not better.
Yeah.
It's just this.
Would you, like, if you would attend your own show, or no, let me say it how I do it. Like when I'm a guest at concerts, most of the time I close my eyes to get like the full sound into my head. I think people are different in this, but especially like the type of music that you are playing, like closing my eyes would give me like a whole other experience. But also, since I'm this curious about all the instruments and stuff, I'm not quite sure how I will manage this concert. But would you advise people to close their eyes at your concerts?
Interesting. I don't know. To advise people to shut their eyes. I mean, it would be nice if people would put more into the listening and less in the looking.
Yeah,
and
put
just
their phones away, for example.
Yeah, you don't have to take photos all the time and to make videos. Just be there. I mean, and be with us, and that's it. Or be with yourself, but present with us. So, I mean, that would be great. For me, I don't really. I mean, if I close my eyes, it's just. It's of course not intentional. It just happens sometimes.
Naturally.
But it's not like something to do to get deeper into. I mean, not for me, but it could happen.
Yeah, this is like I said, like people are different.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good thing that people are different.
Yes.
What are your plans for the end of the year with the band or with the music itself? Like your workshops, is there something you can talk about? Like you will do like a tour for the album release, I guess.
Oops. Yeah. There is a tour starting. The album release tour is starting in I think it's next week. So it's the 31st of August. So in the US and Canada, and then the European tour and the UK tour, which is also for the album, starting here. Right, it's starting here. It's on the 6th of October.
So
yes.
we're the first
European in the Euro. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then finishing. It's about 2 months. So after that, the plan is to focus more on the instruments and new instruments and the exhibitions and more in that aspect, and also more in the workshops. Yeah, and then maybe taking a vacation.
Yeah, vacation is good from time to time.
Yeah,
to get the mind free and have some space for new projects, I guess. Great. I would like to ask you this or that question, just to come to the end and get the mind to somewhere else. The first one would be, would you rather take the tour bus or take a plane?
Tour bus.
Do you prefer studio sessions or live gigs?
No idea. What's a studio session?
Yeah, like when you're like jamming in the studio and like with other musicians and or working on new songs.
Okay. Studio sessions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Then something on a more personal note. Do you prefer the club or the couch? Like going out or staying at home?
These are very difficult questions.
Sorry. No one said it would be easy.
Can I have the couch outside? Or on the roof?
Yes.
I would take the couch on the roof.
Okay. So you want to be outside of the house, but not into...
Or in the lake or something. Couch on the lake. Like
so you definitely prefer your time a bit more quiet than going out and having all the stuff around and loud music and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So am I. Digital or analog?
I mean, it's analog 100%.
Yeah.
But I started to be more open to the digital because it's here and it's part of everything. So I wouldn't like to say no to things.
Okay, yes.
You know.
And the last one, logic or emotion?
What's that?
Like, are you more the person who trusts in logic, or are you more into emotions? Like, do you follow your heart, or do you follow a strict line because, I don't know, society tells you?
That's the logic, the society stuff. I would say
really.
this is the insanity.
Oh, hell yes.
Right.
Absolutely agree.
So I choose the emotions for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what logic is anymore. So if
Yeah.
it's what everybody does,
No.
that's not.
Sure. Yeah.
What about food?
Food? You want to talk about food? Let's talk about food. What's your preferred kitchen? Like which region is your thing?
That's also, you ask very hard questions. That's a whole thing. I would say come on, I don't know how to answer this. Everything has such a unique voice. I mean, unique flavor.
Yeah.
And flavors.
Yes.
So everything, all kitchens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would skip meat.
You skip meat?
I would skip meat.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think especially like in the Indian and Arabic kitchen, you find so many awesome dishes without meat. So
that's true.
Yeah. And spices, man, I love spices. Okay, but maybe this is better for another podcast theme. Maybe we start something like Gretchen Goes Kitchen, the Gretchen Kitchen.
Great.
Gretchen Kitchen. You'll definitely.
And we set up a kitchen on stage.
Oh yeah.
And we just cook live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be the first to try.
And we serve the audience like that.
Well, I think you definitely will catch some.
We throw the food and people catch with their mouths.
I like the idea, but too much food will be wasted. So, because when I think about catching, I don't know, like for example, a grape or something with my mouth, I fail. I'm not that.
You need to close your eyes doing it. Not to think too much.
Yes, right. Not think too much and trust my instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been really lovely to have you here.
Likewise.
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'm definitely looking forward to the concert on the 6th of October, and your album, which will be released on September 13th, called Mute. And I hope you will do a workshop in Berlin with the instruments, because I would love to take part in it. I'm not really good in playing instruments. I used to play guitar, but maybe I go back to it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. And it's about making. I mean, in a way.
Yes, the progress.
The progress, yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
All right. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hasta luego.
Das war